Yo, the thing is, I'm ever going to be a Logituber. Don't worry about that. I refuse to go that route. I don't want to do that. Like, thing is, like, there's so many other VTubers that I've seen that aren't intentionally a Logituber, but are basically borderline like softcore porn VTubers on Twitch, that is, with like ass and tits all over the place, always focused on those. That I'm thinking, what is your main thing here? What is your main thing that you're trying to do for your audience? And it's clear you're just trying to clickbait people. You're just trying to clickbait people with just giant titties and things like that. And just zooming in on tits and ass all the time. Like posting artworks and this and that, like just about titties and ass all over the place. That I'm thinking, whatever you're trying to do with your community, or whatever your goal is with your community, you're not convincing me that that is your main goal. Because it is literally, from what, like everything combined, it is just clickbait. It is clickbait into making people pay you for basically showing virtual tits and ass. And that is something that I'm 100% fundamentally against. And that is absolutely something that I don't want. I don't want that in any way. I cannot respect that in any way. And that practice is something that I am just 100% against. I don't understand why people have to go to such lengths to do so, but the only reason that I can think of is greed and money. That's it. Greed, money, and fame. That's it. Both are basically kind of the same thing. You know what I mean. But that's why I just don't get it. I just don't get it. And for me, I don't want people to give me money for any other reason but they themselves wanting to support me, without them like I don't want people to be giving me money in the sense of that it would then lead them to believe that they will gain extra attention from me, which is something that I'm against, because I will give you an equal amount of attention if you just ask for it. Like, you don't have to pay me anything. Like, if you just want to DM me, and there's a very solid reason too. That is why that's why I keep saying at the end, like every time, like if you guys want to DM me, you always can, or if there's anything that I can do to help you out with, let me know. There's a very solid reason why I keep saying that. Same thing for when people donate or sub or bits or whatever the hell, that whenever people are, whatever people do so, I always say like, hey, treat yourself to something nice. There are no obligations. Thank you so very much, but treat yourself to something nice. Those kind of things. You know me to say those things over and over again, because there's a very solid reason why. Because I don't want it for people to become some kind of a habit so that they keep doing it. And I don't want that. The only thing that I want from you guys is your happiness and to be able to make you smile. That's it. That is the only thing that I want. Nothing else matters to me. So that's why, like, because of these basic principles that I have for the things that I do, I am automatically 100% against the complete opposite, which should be people using other people for fame and money, which is something that I just cannot accept. I don't tolerate that. I don't tolerate that. And that's why I find it so important to be connected with your community itself, to be talking to them, to be spending time with them, all free of charge, and not have people literally pay you to use some kind of a thing to be able to talk to you, which is stupid in my opinion. That is literally just greed. That is just greed. You are literally milking your own community out of their own hard-earned money through almost every means, by almost every fucking means that you do, that people do through their streaming. The artworks, clickbaits, bits to talk to someone, Patreon to talk to someone, privileges that you might get if you pay this amount or that amount, things like that. I don't want that. And I am 100% against that stuff. I am very much against that. And sadly enough, it is a standard in a VTuber community. It is a standard in a VTuber community that I absolutely cannot support whatsoever. And I don't like that. I really don't like that. And I know, I don't want to be sounding like I'm generalizing VTubers or something like that. For me personally, it is just sad to see that it is so common for people to do, so that it makes it look that by doing so it is okay, while it absolutely isn't. And that's why I feel like it is very important that people know about this, that it isn't okay, and you're not tripping. You're not tripping. It is very valid for you to be disturbed by those practices. That's why I will openly speak about things like that. And I've done that before as well when we were playing Terraria last time, where I openly said about things, just people just doing things for the sake of clickbait, money, and fame. And I absolutely hate that. I hate that because there is still a very real person behind those that are supporting you. You cannot neglect that. You cannot be treating people that way, that you are literally forming your own community for the sake of money. You cannot be doing that. And if you do that, you are a horrible piece of shit, and you should not deserve any following whatsoever. But again, just to say that I'm not saying that every VTuber is like that. I am very, very much sure that there are many, many, many VTubers out there that operate in the same way that I do, for example, that are there basically for the community, that they want to spend time with the community, that they want to make people laugh, that they want to make, people happy, that they want to have a place for people to turn to, that they have friends to spend time with, that they aren't lonely. I'm 100% sure that there are many, many, many VTubers like that. But you know what the problem is, though? Is that those hardworking VTubers, and I'm not saying that this about myself, I'm currently, I feel like I'm slacking, and that is my fault, and that's why I want to do more for you guys, and I will be doing more for you guys, so stay tuned for that in 2026. But the hardworking VTubers out there currently that are doing all those things that I've just summarized in a good aspect of VTubers, being caring, genuinely caring, being honest with themselves, being honest towards the community, and not farming them for money. Those VTubers I respect, I will always respect for the rest of my life. I will always do so. And I will always try to find those. Problem is that they are very difficult to find. They are extremely difficult to find, and that really sucks though. Because I want to be able to discover more people like that, so that I can, share some love with those people as well. But they're so difficult to find, and that really sucks. They're always being put in the background. It's always these lot of VTubers that just farm people for money, and those get put like on the front pages of Twitch and Twitter and YouTube and stuff like that. But I'm thinking, there are so many others that are just being neglected because the platforms just prefer pushing those people forward because it makes them money. And that is an undeniable fact. And that sucks though. That really fucking sucks. That really sucks. And that's why I really want people to not lose hope whenever they are doing this. Whenever people are making or doing streams or doing streaming or VTubing or whatever, for the sake of bringing joy in other people's lives and sharing your talents and sharing your skills in whatever you do, I want those people to be pushed forward. But they won't be pushed forward, not because I don't want to, not because they don't want to, but because the platforms don't see any benefit in putting them on the front pages. And that's why it sucks though. That's why it's so difficult to find them. And I just find it so disturbing though, that you see these other VTubers that are then, milking their own community for fame and money, and just doing so over and over again, literally doing subathons to the point that it's like, oh, how about you guys give me 100k subs so I can go on a vacation? That is literally something that has happened before. And am I the only one that is actually super disturbed by that? Am I tripping? Am I tripping that I find that an absolutely disgusting practice to do? To be like, hey, how about you guys pay me so I can go on vacation? Is that something, I don't know, I feel that that is absolutely fucking wrong and disgusting to do. Isn't that something absolutely terrible to do? To ask from a community? I mean, you're already a full-time streamer, and you still have the balls to, one, say that you needed money, and two, that you are asking your own community for money so you can go on a vacation, while you basically have a new model every 2 weeks that are averaging about 6 to 10k each. And then you have the audacity to ask your community for money so you can go on a vacation. And so you have also the audacity to say that, oh, I really needed money. Are you fucking kidding me though? Like, am I the only one that is disturbed, that is absolutely disturbed by that? Am I the only one that is, like, am I tripping? Like, let me know, am I just over-exaggerating things, or is that, to me personally, just like a very disturbing thing to be asking of your own community? That you already are a full-time streamer. You are already a full-time VTuber. That is a dream come true. That is literally equaled to basically winning the lottery. And yet you still ask the people who got you to that point of being a full-time VTuber, you still ask them for money. You still waste away all the funds that people have been giving you to models that you don't use 2 weeks later. Are you shitting me though? And then saying that you needed money. Are you shitting me? Like, I don't know. Am I tripping? Am I tripping? I could be over-exaggerating. I could be going full bitch mode. I don't know. You tell me. But is that just me? Is that just me being old school or something like that? Or just, I don't know. You guys tell me. You guys tell me, because I genuinely don't know anymore at this point. But in my heart, I feel like that is an absolute wrong thing to do. That's why I will never do something like that. Not ever. I will not ever do something like that. And you know why I won't do something like that? Because I give a shit about you guys, and because I know the struggles about life. I know about the struggles of how expensive life is, of how troublesome life is, of the things that life can throw at you. And that's why I don't want your money. I don't want it. And that's why I keep saying, when people do give me subs, when people do donate, to me personally, it doesn't matter. What matters to me is your happiness. And what you make of your life, how you see fit, is the thing that I want to be able to help you with. I want you to be happy. And that is my only goal. And I want you to not feel lonely anymore. And I want you to feel loved for the person that you are. And that's why I keep saying those same things. That whenever someone donates, whenever someone subs, that I will say, treat yourself to something nice. There's no obligation to do any of that. Be sure to take proper care of yourself. To take proper care of yourself, and also that I keep saying that I love you all for being you. Why do you think I keep saying that? Why do you think I keep saying that over and over again? And again, I could be tripping from the things that I just said, that, you know, those practices that I just summed up. I don't know. It could be just me. But for me in my heart, I just feel that is a wrong thing to do. And I don't feel like people who treat their own community like that deserve a community to begin with. That is my honest to God opinion. That is my honest to God opinion. And I hope that you guys perceived as well. And I'm not hating on anyone, okay? It's just that I feel like sometimes people just get lost or ahead, or like they are basically like experiencing this power, and they kind of get carried away. That is what I think that is going on. Like, initially, I don't think that they were a bad person, or that was their main goal from the get-go. But that it got so far, basically, that they kind of let it go through their head, basically. Therefore, like, things are now completely out of control, and that's why these practices are sadly another thing. But again, that's why I don't really, you know, I don't know. That's why I'd rather stay in my lane. Like, I can only talk about it. I will not dictate what someone else has to do. I can only share my opinion and what people themselves want to do. If people want to support someone like that, by all means, go for it. But at least you will know, like, at least it will kind of let you guys think, you know? It will kind of let you guys think of, should I be doing this? Should I really be giving my own hard-earned money to someone that is basically throwing away my money, even though I gave it to them to support them? But if they are using it just to throw it away, essentially, to trivial things, is it actually worth it? Is it actually worth it? And that's why I feel like people should just think first. But sadly enough, the simp economy, as Chris has said here as well, is that it is currently a economy of people that are just blindly giving money for the sake of attention. And that's why I don't want that. I don't ever want someone to give me money for the sake of attention, because it has happened before. And I instantly told them, like, hey, you cannot be doing that. You cannot be doing that, because that is not how I roll. And I don't want you to be treating me that way, to be thinking like I'm some kind of a hoe, basically, that you can pay me for services or something like that. No, I don't want that. What I want, again, if people want to do so, it has to be from their own genuine hearts that they want to support someone, not for the sake of potentially getting something back. And most of the time, with those other VTubers that do the bad practices, is that they pay things for trivial things like talking to them. I don't think that it is all right or okay for you to charge your own community to be simply talking to you. I don't think that that is an okay thing to do as well. Like it isn't an okay thing. But yet it still happens so very frequently, and they capitalize on that so fucking hard though. And that is so, I don't know. Again, I'm just going in circles at this point, I'm sorry. But that is something that I just can't stand. And again, I could be the only one thinking that. I could be the only one thinking that. But for me personally, I am 100% fundamentally against those practices. And I will always be like that. I will always be against that. And again, all I want is for you guys to be happy. No funds needed. No funds or charges or whatever the fuck, no fees. Nothing of financial needs or financial means needed. Just be yourself, enjoy your time here, be yourself, and we will love you for being you. That is it. And I don't want you to be lonely. I don't want you to be lonely or sad or anything, and if there's anything that we can do to help you out with, let me know. Again, very solid reason why I keep saying that, because I mean it. I mean that from the bottom of my heart, and if you guys need me, just talk to me, ask me. If you're like, hey Tabby, can we talk for a bit? I will see as soon as possible when we can chat. Usually it takes maximum maybe a day or something like that. Usually it's like maybe within half an hour, depending on how busy I am or whether I'm working or not. But if you guys really need me, you can just reach out to me, DM me anywhere you want. Twitter rather, well, I'm gonna say Twitch. Twitter in particular is a bit difficult because DMs aren't always as clear, because Twitter DMs just suck. But on Discord, I read every single DM, and I keep saying that over and over again. I read every single DM that is being sent my way. So yeah, if you guys need me, I will be there for you. And if you guys need someone in the community, reach out to them as well. You can talk to them if they're okay with it. Of course, consent is key, but if you want to talk to someone, if you want to be spending time with someone, our community will always be open for people who seek other people just for the sake of spending time with them, for making friends, for having a connection with one another. That is what we will always stand for. And all of that will always be free of charge. No one will have to pay anything. No one will have to pay anything for that. And the people that do charge people for that, go fuck yourself. Don't be capitalizing on people's loneliness and depression. That is an absolutely disgusting thing to do. Sadly enough, it does happen. And again, I'm 100% fundamentally against that. That's why I really hope that you guys do find that kind of purpose, or that kind of warmth and welcoming atmosphere here in the community. And if there is an issue, or if there's something you would like to talk about, both negative or positive, depending on what it is, you can always reach out to us. We will always welcome you with open arms, no matter what your skin color is, no matter what you identify as, no matter, I don't fucking know, no matter who you are, I don't care. I don't give a shit. What matters to me is personality, and that will always be infinitely more important than anything else. What you look like, or what you identify as, what your interests are, as long as those interests are okay, morally okay, you know what I mean, then I will accept you as you are. It's that simple.
Happy New Year, Tabby, and everyone else.
Happy New Year to you as well, Robert. What's up? But yeah, enough about the rant. I'll just leave it at that. Maybe I could also put that little rant thing like on YouTube for people to kind of discover, like, more about our community, and that they know like things here and there. We'll see. But I don't know, it is an issue. And I feel like, I know, like it's 2026 and Tabby's already ranting. I know. But hopefully we might be able to make some kind of a difference for the better, basically. to have people realize, like, hey, like there's still hope out there, you know?